Hello and welcome to a new vlog and trip report, and today we are traveling with the tram of the city of Nuremberg, and we are going on multiple lines with different trains, and here on the map you can see our route today. We are starting at the station Finkenbrunn, which is the closest one to the cruise port, and from there we are going first to the end of the line at Wurzelsdorfer Straße, then we continue on to Dutzenteich, and from there we are going to the Rathenauplatz and back to Finkenbrunn. Our first tram today is the oldest one in the fleet of the tram of Nuremberg. It is the GT6N, more than 20 years old nowadays, but if you take a look at the interior you would think it's a pretty new tram, and that is because they have been heavily refurbished between 2016 and 2022 to look like the modern trains. Here we are at the final stop of the line 5, Wurzelsdorfer Straße, and with the same tram we are now going back to the city center, or at least close to the city center. We are going to Christuskirche, where we will change from line 5 to line 10 to continue on to Dutzenteich. The GT6N is the oldest and smallest tram in the fleet of Nuremberg, but as you can see they have a pretty nice interior, as they have been heavily refurbished to look like the most recent trams of Nuremberg. The tram line that we are on is not too spectacular, mainly going through residential areas, so there's not too much to see on our way. We're going past the depot Heinrich-Alfes-Straße. We're then continuing on to Christuskirche, where I'm changing for line number 10. With line number 10 I'm also going to the end of the line at Dutzenteich, where I'm visiting the Reichsparteitagsgelände, and you have already seen that in my last video. So from there we will continue on with another line. Here we are now approaching the station Christuskirche. We can take a look at the trams there, and I will continue on with a different type of tram. So my new tram is a GT8N, a slightly newer and bigger tram with 4 cars compared to the 3 cars of the GT6N. They also look quite modern from the inside, because also they have been refurbished between 2016 and 2022 to look like the newest tram models. And I'm now going to Dutzenteich. There I'm visiting Reichsparteitagsgelände, as I said, you saw this already in the last video. And from there I'm continuing on with the newest tram model, which we can also see here. That is the Siemens Avenio, or GTA8. And here we are approaching the station Dutzenteich. We can take a look at the interior of the GT8N, and then we can take a look at the arrival of my next tram. Here we can see the interior of the Siemens Avenio GTA8. As you can see, interior looks almost the same like the older trams, because they have been refurbished to look like this modern tram. And with this one we are now going in the direction of the city center, past the main station, to Rathenauplatz. There are currently no trams in the direct city center, not in the historic city center, but you have the underground. There are some stops directly in the city center, and of course you have multiple possibilities to change from the tram to the underground. But as I will be traveling with a tram only today, I will be going to Rathenauplatz now, which is at the eastern border of the city center, and from there I'm walking through the city center, and also this was part of my last video. At Dutzenteich we boarded the tram line 6 only for one station at Dokuzentrum. This tram is changing the line numbers, continuing on as line number 8, and now we are going with the line number 8 to Rathenauplatz. Here we are going past the main station, and then we are following the eastern border of the city center with stops at Marientor and Wörderwiese to reach Rathenauplatz. And here at the Rathenauplatz we can now take a look at the Siemens Avenue departing, continuing on in the direction of Erlenstegen, and I'm walking through the city center back to the main station, and there we can now take a look at my next tram arriving. So now I'm continuing on with another GT6 in, the oldest and smallest model of the tram network of Nuremberg, and with this one I'm going back to Finkenbrunn, which is closer to the docking location of my river cruise ship. In the background we can see a few bits of the city center, and now we are going under the train line, continuing heading southwest. Past the Christuskirche again, here we can see that church, and now we are following the same line like in the beginning of the video. Here we're now approaching the depot again. These tracks that you can see here are only leading to the depot, and now we are heading back to Finkenbrunn, where I'm leaving the tram, walking back to the Excellence Princess. Here we're crossing some more train tracks, and here I'm leaving the tram, and that's already it for this video. I hope it was interesting for you. Here you can see when the next video will be uploaded and the name of the song. As always, I'd like to say thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to comment, like, subscribe or share the video link, and I hope to see you in my next video then.